We'll continue in worship in a moment. But Maretha, would you like to just tell everybody a little bit about what God's been doing in your life in recent days?
Yes, thank you. Good morning, all. Is it on? Okay. Well, this is a testimony this morning about healing and about coming to church when you feel like you don't want to come to church. About 3 weeks ago, I was really tired and achy, and I had a very sore muscle in my upper arm, and I was feeling quite rebellious as well because I'm really struggling physically, and this muscle was just like came out of the blue and was the last straw, and I really felt like I didn't want to come. And I remembered my words to recently to a new believer, and I said to him, and he's sitting here now, it's when you feel like you really don't want to go to church, you don't want to go to life group, things are a bit rough, you just want to draw back, that you should go. So I came grudgingly, and when prayer for healing came, I put up my hand, I asked for prayer for arthritis and the sore muscle, and when worship started again, I still felt it, and I just decided I'm going to put up my arm and see if I can do it, because I couldn't before. And I could, and the next morning it was absolutely, totally fine. And it sounds quite simple, but God wanted to come and show me, and I need to give you a bit of background just to make things clear. I've had joint and muscle problems for the last 10 years, hypermobility syndrome and also fibromyalgia, of which God healed me in 2006. But after my boy was born, from 2012, things got worse bit by bit. And it was just, I've received prayer for healing for many times, time and again. And when breakthrough didn't come, I used to feel very disappointed, and it was almost like this orphan spirit, this darkness hovered, and it would really get me down, get into my head. And in 2013, in Life Group, one of the members gave me a picture. She said there was this guy who had a healing ministry, and it was about a week long, and every night this lady was brought forward for healing, and it only happened on the last night. And he asked God why. Why was it done that way? And God gave him this picture of an octopus with the tentacles falling away one by one every time. And to me, that was a great encouragement. And the beginning of this year in Life Group, we had to set a personal goal, and I just knew that I needed an increase in faith. And it was really something that I felt I needed. And when you ask God for bread, He will not give you a stone. And I really want to encourage you in that. And you need to step out and press through and just ask God and talk to Him. And also earlier in here, there was I received prayer in the back there, because in December last year I saw the rheumatologist, and he said to me he's investigating inflammatory arthritis. And that really got me down. And I received prayer, and my home group leader said to me that I believe God is saying this is not it. You have to fight it. And that's what I needed, because it's like I just realized it just kicked in, and I just started fighting. And every time prayer for healing, I put up my hand, and I just refused to be gotten down. And in during 412, I received prayer for healing again. And the one thing that God showed us was that there's this root from the family line, and which was really significant, because I've asked God over the years, why is it not happening? Something was bothering me. I couldn't put my finger on it. It was like there was just something there. And to me, it was a great encouragement. And also the fruits of the Spirit was prayed, and I didn't quite know why. But anyway, so basically when I received prayer for this muscle as well, the one lady said, she has all these questions, you have all these questions, and you don't know why this is happening, why you're just being ill, and why you have this arthritis. And after I said to Chris that I will testify, God just started revealing things to me. It was like the same that happened with Robert. It was just like he was opening it all up and he was painting this picture. There were lines forming and color coming in and things were coming together. And what God was showing me was that the physical illness was almost a representation of the family root. It was the way that things were done when I was brought up. Good traditional things sometimes, but it was really a matter of God just coming to set me free of things like fear of man. Sometimes it was quite bad. I would just go somewhere and I'd feel like turning around and walking out. And I can really tell you that I now have freedom from that. Otherwise, I thought about coming here and telling you all, I'm just imagining that you are sheep grazing peacefully in the field so that I can actually speak to you. And you don't look like sheep. And so God just really, it's just the most amazing revelation. And he's working on many things like guilt and just strongholds and bondage. And I think pride as well. I always wanted to repay acts of kindness or gifts or things in equal measure. That's how I felt, how I was brought up. And together with all things, all of this, my husband was made redundant last year. He lost his job. And I think God is working all of this together because people were just giving us things, baby clothes and stuff. And all I could do was say thank you. And earlier this year, I was sponsored to go to the conference in Northern Ireland. And it was just like, there's no way I can repay these people materially. All I could say was thank you. And God just released me from that people thing. And, I just feel that God was really, through this sore muscle, He showed me, physical healing is not the thing. I can do that very easily for you. But I can't use you in my kingdom to my full purpose if I don't heal all these other things. And I never actually realized that it was such a big thing. And I used to have all this stuff going in my head, and I used to think, and with this joint thing, I was really uncomfortable many times and clumsy with my baby. And I felt like people were like, oh, look at this woman, she can't even handle a baby. And I thought I knew what other people were thinking, but I just have total freedom. And what other people may or may not be thinking is not my problem. So, and really, the freedom is just incredible. And the last thing that I want to say is that God, I always knew and believed that God loved me, but He has so come and just showed me that I am His daughter and that He loves me so much. He just absolutely cannot leave me the way that I am. And it's just also a big worry to me is I'm pregnant at the moment. I haven't mentioned that. But anyway, how on earth in this condition am I going to look after a toddler and a newborn baby? And I thought God showed me the answer by bringing a volunteer over my path, and this lady said she can help and everything until her university course starts in April. And then she said to me yesterday that she decided to accept a full-time nanny position. And that just shows you how the devil, the enemy, comes in and he tries to break down the progress that you've made in your walk with faith. And it was not good to hear, but you know what? God has a plan. Right. And I just refuse to worry, and I refuse to think about it. He's got a plan. We don't have the plans, and we don't know. That's and right. Thank you.
I think what Maretha's testimony tells us, that God never works according to a set formula. We sometimes want instant results in a particular way, but I'm sure you're all encouraged as I was to hear how God is working in your life, Maretha, in such a deep way, not just dealing with the physical, not just dealing with the circumstances, but doing a much deeper work in you. So let's give glory to and praise to God for everything He's doing and for the way He's working in our lives. I don't know if you noticed the scriptures up there that Maretha asked to be put up, because they were all scriptures that have spoken to her very much in recent weeks.